Hi dear friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Diana and the Book Hunt. The time has come for me to organize myself and show you a little bit of my Rare Florence trip. Why it has taken me so long, you might ask, because I was there at the end of September and now it's almost the end of November. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it and then I'm going to just dive in because I have a lot to show you and it's just going to be a good time today. Originally, I had thought about making a vlog style video wrap up so that I can show you what went on during RARE Florence, but I was so overwhelmed because that was my very first book signing. I didn't want to be filming the whole time. I just wanted to experience everything and meet a lot of people and just talk to people about books and meet new authors. So it would have been very difficult for me to organize myself to film together with actually also experiencing everything. So I decided to just not film when I was there. I did have a clip of the first night of the meet and greet, what happened after the meet and greet, like my emotions. So I'm going to share that with you in a bit. And then what I did, it breaks my heart that happened. The day after the actual signing, we went to this beautiful Italian town, Livorno, where there's the seaside, and we were like, let's just have a wonderful day on the beach. And I sat down on the beach and I filmed, I think, like a 20 to 25 minute wrap up of my emotions after the signing. But now that I've come home and I found out that when I was listening to the clip, that most of it is just not usable because there is so much wind and some kind of static on the recording that you can kind of hardly hear my voice. So I'm not sure that it's going to be usable. I'm going to see how I'm going to edit this video, so maybe I can show you a part of it, but we'll wait out and see. I'm just going to show you my winnings during this amazing event, and I'm going to show you a bit of b-roll. So I did film short clips of places we went to, so a couple of amazing small towns in Tuscany that we visited. We had this amazing trip that we did to Monteriggioni and San Gimignano. Those are really popular small towns in the Tuscany province that have a lot of amazing history, that have the best kind of setting for pictures, that have the best kind of food. We enjoyed so much good food and wine during our trip. And just to give the best kind of appreciation within this video, we visited one of our couple best friends. Is that how you say it? So a couple who are our best friends who live in Italy. Bobby and Teresa, I love you. I love you so much. You made this trip the best kind of trip ever because we got to spend time with you. We got to visit these places. We got to have amazing conversations. We got to hug a lot. We got to spend time with our kids. And it was the best kind of combined trip. All kinds of good emotions, all kinds of best vibes that you can imagine. So I'm very thankful to my friends who also received us in their home and just gave us the best possible vacation that we could have hoped for. So thank you so much, you lovely, lovely people. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and dive in and also tell you a little bit about how everything went. So the first day was Friday. And it was actually the evening where we had the meet and greet with only a select amount of authors who are going to be ticketed. A ticketed author is basically an author that is going to be having a lot of visitors. So very popular authors that they anticipated that everyone would want to see. So they arranged this meet and greet evening so that people who have early access tickets could purchase a ticket for that specific event so that you can kind of get to meet them before the actual event, so you don't need to be in line on the actual event. So that is what I did. I purchased a ticket for that and I was able to meet Ali Hazelwood, Penelope Douglas, K.A. Tucker, Kristen Callahan. Iris Gray was there, but I didn't meet her at the evening event because I just didn't have the time. I met her on the next day. Julia Quinn was there, but I'm not the biggest Julia Quinn fan. I just decided not to prioritize going to that line because it was a huge line. You can imagine everyone with their Bridgerton like bundles that wanted all the books to have them signed. So I was like, I'm not going to do that. So I visited all the authors that were on my list so that I can meet them, talk to them, get their autographs. So I only stood in line for the authors that I actually wanted to meet, my unicorn authors as they called them, so the ones that I really definitely want to meet, and I presented them with little gifts. This is the thing that, so I was very confused by. I also asked it in one of the group chats, like, what is the idea? Because I've seen the book signings in the United States, everyone is exchanging bracelets and little gifts. And I was like, what do we give the authors? Is it allowed to have, like, to give them food or stuff? Like, what kind of things can we give them? Because I'm very bad at making bracelets. I cannot begin that kind of a journey. So I was like, I need to think of something else. So what I did is I made this little goodie bags where I had Bulgarian products, so Bulgarian souvenirs like magnets and little vials with rose essence, because Bulgaria is known for our unique rose valleys where rose oil is gathered from those roses, and it's one of our like biggest commodities that we have here. So like the biggest things of value, I think like a liter of rose oil is actually more expensive than gold here. So it's really, really something that we take pride in. So I had this little vial with the essence of our roses and like little soaps and hand creams, and just I made different kinds of packages for each of the unicorn authors that I wanted to meet. And during the meet and greet, I was able to speak to Kay Tucker, who was amazing. She immediately asked me like, where are you from? Oh, you're from Eastern Europe. That's so good to hear. How was your trip? And who do you look forward to seeing? And which books of mine did you love? And we just had a short but such an amazing conversation. I absolutely loved meeting Kay Tucker, and I got my book signed. So I don't know how to do this. Should I just tell you about everything and then I'm going to show you? Yeah, I'm going to tell you how everything went, and then I'm going to show you all the things that I got. So yeah, so first off, I met Kay Tucker. Then I went to Kristen Callahan. I had purchased a copy of Make It Sweet and I had it signed by the author. She was very sweet as well, but it was a very short meeting because I really, really needed to get to Penelope Douglas because the line there was just obnoxiously long. And I went in line for Penelope Douglas and I was able to meet an amazing Dutch lady. I just heard her speaking in Dutch and I was like, oh, you're from Holland. Oh, I know Dutch as well. So we started speaking and she told me about how she has been to I don't know how many rares already in the past, and she has had these emotions already so many times in the past, but she was so kind about letting me know what I should do on my first day at the book signing, and she gave me some tips and told me which authors definitely I need to get to first because they're going to be a hot commodity in the morning. So I had this wonderful conversation while I was in line for Penelope Douglas. I got my book signed and I had my pictures taken. She had this amazing setup. And what else? Yeah, there was a giveaway, by the way, for an amazing like book box that Penelope Douglas had created, and it was like everyone wanted to be in on the fun to try to get access to that book box, but yeah, I didn't win it, sadly. But anyway, I was just happy that I met them. And then I met Ali Hazelwood. Ali Hazelwood is such like a sunshiny type of character. She is smiling with her whole body. I feel like everyone who met her was just immediately captivated by such positive vibes that she's kind of exuding, and it was just such a fun time meeting her. When I gave her my gift, she was like, oh my gosh, you didn't have to do that, and it's so sweet of you. And it was just such a lovely time meeting her, and I was just so hyped up on emotions that I absolutely, yeah, I was gone. When I was in the train going back to my family and friends, I was like reeling from the adrenaline and the experience that I had, and it was just such a good time. And what I did, actually, I created this little book on Canva. I don't know, yeah, you can see it, I think. This little book I made on my own. So this is the front, and then this is the back, where you have all of the signing authors and narrators who were there. And I have my little sign, Diana and the Book Hunt, here on the bottom. And what I did was here. So I have a picture of the author, the name of the author, some of the books, and a favorite quote from one of the books by this author, and then other books as well. And I kind of left a lot of space purposefully in the middle of the page to paste, hopefully, the pictures that I will develop with the author that I took. So this is a little book that I had all of my unicorn authors signed. We've got Julie Ann, we've got K.A. Tucker, we've got Regine Abel, we've got Penelope Douglas, Karina Halley, Kristen Callahan, we've got Marley Valentine, B.K. Borison, and Natasha Boyd. She left me the sweetest message. It says, "Dearest Diana, how wonderful to meet you in person." We actually had a bit of an exchange when I reviewed Broken French on Instagram. She was so happy that I loved the story. She had written me a message, and now she said that it was so lovely to meet me in person. She actually remembered me. That kind of blew my mind. I was so happy to meet her, and she's such a sunshiny person as well. So it was just the best kind of time meeting Natasha Boyd. We've got Olivia Hale and Elena Armas and Julia Whalen. And then I left pages for new to me authors that I was going to meet that could also leave me a message that I could kind of have it as a good memory for myself for whenever I want to revisit this amazing experience. So I'm just so happy that I got this little thing. I was really wondering, what should I do? Should I like make a poster? Should I like have like little prints out and then frame them or something? But I thought that this is kind of the best option to go with, because it's a book about bookish people and about a book lover. So I think it's a very good one that I can display somewhere here on my library whenever I have the chance. So yeah, I absolutely love this, and I'm going to treasure it forever. And I think now is a good time to show you the clip of me rambling about the first evening after the meet and greet, and then I'm going to be back with more. Hello everyone, I am in the train going back home from the meet and greet at RARE in Florence. I thought to myself, let me vlog everything, but I was just so overwhelmed because it's my very first book signing, and I just wanted to get to my unicorns that were at the meet and greet. We had Penelope Douglas, K.A. Tucker, Ali Hazelwood, Regine Abel. Those were really my priority ones that I really wanted to get to, and there were such huge lines that I was just so overwhelmed. I completely blanked out about actually taking any footage for the vlog that I want to do. So I just want to recap how the evening went, and I'm going to do my very best to actually record something tomorrow so I can show you how it went. The meet and greet was really, really nice. I mean, we really got to, at least I had prepared those little gifts that I'm going to probably try to film and show you for the ones that I really, really wanted to, like my unicorn authors. And I had this little book that I had made for myself that I wanted to collect autographs, and when I had the pictures taken with the authors, I want to have them printed and I'll paste them in the book that I prepared, so I have it as a little memory from the event. So yeah, I got to meet all of them. I got to meet Kristen Callahan as well. I couldn't get to R.S. Gray because I just didn't have the time. It was such a limited time. But when I was queuing up, I met such wonderful ladies that I had such wonderful conversations with. And I think that this is the best thing about such book signings, that even though I went by myself, I didn't know absolutely anyone. I met a couple of Italian ladies that were so wonderful to me, and I met a Dutch lady that I really appreciated talking to. I met a wonderful, I think she is an English lady who has an Instagram page that I now follow, so I can check out her stuff when I have the time. And a lot of people who have visited many book signings who gave me some tips and tricks on how to queue up and what to do, and just basically gave me their experiences with such signings in the past, who they've met and who they really appreciate as authors. So it was such an amazing kind of like a rich experience for me, something that really made me appreciate so much that I'm part of this wonderful romance community of people who just absolutely adore the same things as I do. So yeah, you're probably hearing the trains, you're probably hearing a lot of noise because I didn't take my mic with me, by the way. Expert vlogger here. I'm going to do my best tomorrow to take my selfie stick and my my microphone with me so I get better footage. But yeah, it's just been such an amazing evening, and even though the weather has been a bit unexpected for Italy this time of year, we've had some rain, some wind, I'm still just over the moon about how it's been going. And after I have tomorrow's signing, I have a couple of days off to discover Tuscany, to visit some friends and have amazing time. So I'm going to kind of include some B-roll in this vlog with all the experience that we have here in Florence and in Tuscany. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this journey with me. Like I mentioned, please bear with me while I'm kind of battling anxiety and overwhelmed feelings with trying to make it as memorable as possible for myself, and at the same time try to record it so I can show it to you. But I've just been in the moment tonight, and I'm going to show you as much as I can tomorrow. And yeah, see you then. So on the day of the actual event, I was like, okay, so I'm going to be there around opening time, and the line was so huge. I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many people. I didn't expect that. And when we got to get in, I immediately made a system for myself to go to the ticketed authors first, so I can get a bracelet to know when I'm in line for certain authors. So Elena Armas and Billy Cole, and who was ticketed? So there were a couple of authors that were ticketed, but I had already gone past the ones that I met the night before, so I didn't have to go in line for them. And I just went ahead and scratched off the first ones that I definitely wanted to meet, that I didn't want to have any regrets about not meeting them. So I met Jewel E. Ann first. That was my very, very first stop, because actually, if I think about how I came to know about Rare Florence, I think I saw a newsletter by Jewel E. Ann where she mentioned her signing data for the future, and that's when I saw that she's going to be at Rare in Florence, and I was like, I want to meet you. So she was the reason that I was there in the first place, and I'm so happy that I got 2 books signed. I just need to find them because they're kind of jumbled up. We've got For Lucy. This book I read at the start of the summer and I absolutely loved it. It's a second chance, or maybe, I'm not sure if it's a second chance or a marriage in trouble situation, because they actually do get divorced. But I had it signed by Jewel, and she was so wonderful, and her husband was so wonderful as well. I just had such a splendid time meeting them. And then I also had Before Us signed. I love this book. It's going to end up in one of my favorites of this year, and I had it signed as well. It's going to be a prized possession of mine because I love Julianne. I've loved so many books by this author, but this one was kind of very special to me, so I definitely will cherish this book for a long time. And then I met Tilly Cole. I know that Tilly Cole has gotten into kind of a bad situation on BookTok and Bookstagram and everywhere. Everyone has been critiquing this author, and they've been everyone has been very mean to Tilly Cole, and I'm not sure that it's deserved. I don't want to share too much of my opinion about the situation. I just want to say that I loved meeting this author. She was an absolute sweetheart to me. She had these gorgeous special editions of, actually she had special editions for other books as well, but this is the one that I've read by her and that I've loved, A Thousand Boy Kisses, and it has the best kind of cover. I also got this little pin of it, and I actually also have a poster that she very kindly gave away that I already framed on my wall. You're going to see it sometime soon. And it was just such a good experience to meet this author because she was just such a sweet person to everyone. She had such a huge line, and she just received everyone with an embrace and with a smile, and it was the best kind of time. And I just hate that she's going through everything that she's going through. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna talk about the situation because it's already messy and I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. So I'm going to show you that I got Punk 57 signed by Penn Douglas. They had, I think, the biggest line of all. I think at the end of the day, because she was a ticketed author, I think like more than 900 people were in line for Penelope Douglas. So I have, wait a sec, there's a post-it here. I have the signed copy now of Punk 57. I love this book. It's one of my favorites besides Birthday Girl by this author. So I love that I have this one. Then I also met B.K. Borson. B.K. Borson is so sweet, kind of like the books that she writes. Very low stakes, sweet like sugar. And I love that I met B.K. Borson. And then let me show you that I also got signed Love Theoretically and Love on the Brain. Both of these I got signed by Ali, and I also got another book signed for a friend of mine because it was her birthday. So Ali was an absolute gem of a person as well. So I love that I got to meet her. So like I mentioned, I already had purchased Make It Sweet, and I had it signed by Kristen Callahan. And the book that I got signed by K.A. Tucker is my favorite, which is The Simple Wild. This book is one of my all-time favorite books, and I absolutely love it. And I love that I have a physical copy that is now signed by the author. I also met Elena Armas, and I have to say that Elena Armas, The Spanish Love Deception is a book that I liked. I knew I wasn't going to read the second book after I read some reviews for it because I knew I wasn't going to love it. So I didn't read the second book, but I'm very intrigued by The Long Game, which is the newest release by this author. I got to buy a copy there and I got it signed, and we had matching nails, exactly like matching nails. So we were talking about that, and she had the best kind of what is it called, a banner of Aaron Blackford from The Spanish Love Deception, and I took some pictures with him. Such a gorgeous banner. So I'm very happy that I got to take a picture with that one. And then I had some pre-orders for Regine Abel. Regine Abel is the best kind of person in the world. Her team is also the best. They made such an impact to meeting the author because it was just such a fun time. They had so much swag on the tables. They had so many things that they were giving away as well. And what I got is 3 books. I pre-ordered I Married a Naga. I absolutely love this book. I also purchased 2 books that I haven't read yet, but I'm definitely interested in picking up. They are The Mistwalker. Look at this gorgeous cover. And The Nightmare. Regine Abel writes alien and monster romances, and the 2 that I've picked up, I Married a Lizard Man and I Married a Naga, were absolute smashing hits for me. So I'm definitely looking forward to exploring more of the backlist of this author. And the amazing thing is that she had this, I'm just going to put one of the pictures up here, these amazing graphics, like a full swag bag of graphics that involve all of the characters within these 3 books that she gave away for free. The graphics are stunning, but they're all graphic. So you've got naked people on here, so I don't want to show those versions. There are a couple that are discreet, so I'm just going to show you how gorgeous they are. This is The Nightmare. This is I Married a Naga. Look at it. Look at how gorgeous it is. This one is also I Married a Naga. And then we've got The Mistwalker. This one is just the best. Oh my gosh. How is this human not the best kind of human that you've seen? I think, oh, he's not a human, obviously. He's a Mistwalker, but how, like, look at him. And look at her. She's just gorgeous. So yeah, these graphics were all included when you made pre-orders with Regine Abel. I absolutely loved meeting Regine. And actually, whenever you did pre-orders with Regine, she said that she's going to include a comic book, and I actually didn't receive one at the event, but she felt so bad about me not getting the comic book that she asked for my address, and she immediately, once I got back home, I immediately received it. She had posted it, like, when she got home. First thing she did, I think, was send the comic over to me, so I immediately received it, and it's such a gorgeous gesture from this author. I absolutely love her, and I'm going to promote her as much as I can on my channel because she deserves it. She's just the best kind of a human. So now that I've shown you half of the things that I got in the book signing, let me show you some B-roll so that you can see some of the trip that I went through in Italy, and then I'll be back in just a sec. best things that happened during the book signing is that I got to meet like-minded spirits, book lovers just like myself, with whom I could talk about my favorite books and just share some opinions and recommend books to each other. And I just genuinely made some bookish friends that I now have on Instagram, that we chat to each other too, and that I definitely look forward to just building a bookish relationship with, even though they live miles and miles away somewhere in the United States or the UK and I live here. But it just made a difference for me that I got to meet such sweet and genuine people. And another thing is that I got a lot of free stuff that I didn't expect from new to me authors that I can now explore. I absolutely love the experience of meeting new to me authors and just genuinely discover new voices that I can discover in the future as well. I'm going to show you a couple of the free books that I got by authors. First one being Chased by Him. Kylie Kent is the author. This is the Merge series, second generation. So there's probably other books in another series that I might have to pick up first before I pick up this one, but it has a gorgeous guy on the cover. I'm not mad about it. I don't mind people covers, so I love that I have this, and it was so generous of Kylie Kent to give me a copy. So I'm happy about this one. And then I also got, I believe, a Mafia book by Natasha Knight and A. Zavarelli. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the title of this book because it's difficult for me as a foreigner, but it sounds good. I think I have yet to read a book by A. Zavarelli, so I'm very curious to discover this author as well as Natasha Knight as well. So there were 2 books that you can get for free at this table with freebies, but most of them were in Italian. So the ones that I picked up were Iceburn by L.A. Cotton. This is a novella that starts off a hockey series, and I'm very curious about it because I've been seeing this going around the series on Instagram, so I definitely want to pick this one up. The second book is by Rebecca Zanetti. I think this is a small town book. Tessa's Trust is the name of the book. It sounds like I think it's like a ranch, or I don't know what it's about. I haven't read the synopsis for it, but I definitely am curious about discovering a new to me author. The next one is actually not by a new to me author. This exchange that I had with this author was simply amazing. The author is Sarah L. Hudson. I read one of their books at the start of the summer and I absolutely loved it because it's so difficult nowadays to find a romantic comedy that is actually funny. And I read a book by this author which was called Space Junk, I think was the name. And I started to explain my feelings about this book to the author. I told her how much I loved it and how I'm looking forward to discover more books by the author. And she gifted me this copy, which is within the same world, within the same series, Space Cowgirl. And she signed it for me, obviously. Diane, save a horse, ride a cowboy. Why not? So I love the cover as well, so I'm so happy that I got this copy. And then while I was standing in line for Sarah L. Hudson, there was this volunteer who was going around and also giving away free books. This one is by Ali Kinsley. Ryan Black is the name of the book, and I don't know what the book is about. And it's a chunky book. I'm very curious now. And then I went by the author, by the way, to get it signed. I told her that I haven't read anything by this author before, so they wrote down, enjoy my first baby. So I'm very, very much looking forward to this one. And then I had this one, also signed by the author. This one, I was so intrigued by it because it involves people who are like deep divers, I think. I think it's a new adult book. And can we just stop and check out how gorgeous the beginning chapters are? Each of the chapters has such a print on it, and it's just So beautiful. So I'm very much looking forward to this one as well. So those were all the free books that I got. In total, I think I have about 20 books. Ones that I've purchased and ones that I've gotten for free. And then I have this full baggie of swag, and there's like stickers and bookmarks and pens and pins and little kind of little things that I'm going to try to show you. I hope that my channel doesn't get banned for this, but I'm going to show you a couple of the things that I got from authors that I absolutely loved. I've got a bookmark by Olivia Hale that says, "Sorry, I'm fully booked tonight," and it's just gorgeous. I've got from Regine Abel the Prime Mating Agency pin. I love this one. I've got a little pin from Marley Valentine. I love meeting Marley Valentine. There's just so many authors that I love meeting. We've got a gorgeous print. This is, I believe, by Veronica Eden. Yes, this is a couple of the characters from one of the series by this author, and I'm very curious about it. And then I have a little postcard from Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison. This is so gorgeous. And then I've got this little thing here that is by Sarah L. Hudson. It says, "Scan here to melt your panties and your heart." It's so cute. And then what do we have here? We've got a bookmark from Broken French, a novel that I absolutely love by Natasha Boyd. And then we've got amazing stickers from Regine Abel. It's For the Nightmare and Mistwalker, I think. I purchased for myself just to have something to remember the event by. It's this kind of keychain thing, and I'm a rarette now. And then, interestingly enough, I met Julia Whelan. Julia Whelan is actually both an author and a narrator. She narrates all of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books, so I've absolutely loved her as a narrator. And when I found out that she has released books as well, I definitely wanted to discover what kind of writer she is. So I listened to Thank You for Listening, and I really liked it. So I definitely wanted to meet her. And then what she gave me is this little bookmark with a QR code that is going to lead me to her website, where she is going to have the copies of Casanova, her newest book, uploaded as an audio file only on the website. So she's kind of trying to do something new here, where she's not going to include it on Audible or other platforms, but she's going to have her own platform for this book. And I wish her the best of luck with this. I think it's very interesting that she's trying to kind of break from the popular fold and try to do something new to popularize her own work. So kudos to her for that. And then I got a lot of stickers. This is just one of the stickers for Rare for the event. And then I met an amazing author, Catherine Nolan. I have a bookmark here specifically because we were talking for quite a long time about, I told her, this is my very first event and I haven't yet read any of your books, and I'm so sorry, but would you mind telling me something about the books that you've written so I know where to start? And she was so kind, she was so gracious. She told me about the different books that she has, and she has written down recommendations for me of which book includes which trope. And she was just so sweet and gracious. So I'm definitely keeping this one so I can discover her works in the future. And then I met one of the most amazing, sweet human beings that I met there. That is the author, Maria Lewis. She gave me all of these prints. Look at this one. And all of them include characters from her books. Here you go. And on the back of each of them is mentioned basically what the the books are about, so that you can kind of discover which one you want to pick up first. And she has signed all of them for me, and it was such an amazing time meeting her, because we just spoke about different things. She asked me again where I'm from, and I told her about Bulgaria and about the culture here, and she was so intrigued. And I just loved discovering where people are from, and to tell them a little bit about my heritage and how we connected, even though we're so different and from different places. And her recommending her books, I now found out that 3 of them I have on Storytel, so I'm definitely picking up a couple of them as soon as I can. And then the other ones, she told me that I believe her works are all uploaded in Kindle Unlimited, so I'm going to be reading them on Kindle. And a quick sneak peek, actually for Black Friday, I'm going to buy myself a Kindle Paperwhite. So I'm going to have an actual Kindle. I'm not going to be reading from my phone anymore. So I'm looking forward to discovering more books on Kindle Unlimited through my Kindle. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. I also met T.L. Swan. I have this bookmark with all of the books from the Mile High Club series. And another interesting meeting is that there was actually a Bulgarian author there, Teodora Kostova. And I got to meet her and talk to her for a little bit, and we exchanged Instagram information, and now I can talk to her whenever I pick up the book that she recommended to me from her backlist. So I'm definitely going to read in 2024 one of the books by this author, so I can reach out to her and give her kudos that I support her as a fellow Bulgarian. And I got this little baggie of pins from Kindle Alexander, the author duo. They were so amazing. They had this amazing setup with so much swag, and I went there and I took my picture with them, and they were like, take everything. We don't want to keep anything because we have our bags full with other things, so take anything you want. And they were just so sweet about everything. So yeah, basically I have so many amazing things that I took out from this event. I have amazing experiences. That's the most important. Amazing meetings, amazing, hopefully, friendships that I can keep for the future, and all of this memorabilia that I'm going to hang up somewhere here that I can just reference the amazing emotions that I went through in Italy. And I really hope that this is first of many. I really hope that in the future I'll be able to visit another book signing, whether it be in another country. There's going to be RARE in Paris. I'm not going to make it for RARE in Paris because it's going to be exactly on the birthday of my partner, and I definitely think we're going to be somewhere else, so we're not going to Paris. There's going to be a 10th anniversary special edition RARE in Edinburgh, which is going to be in September next year. I'm not sure I'm going to make it for that one either, because it's a difficult location for me to get to. And I already kind of scouted the situation already from now. I'm not sure whether there's other events going on in September there, but all of the hotels that I was looking at were fully booked. So I don't want to go somewhere where it's going to be difficult for me to organize the trip. So I'm just going to wait out and see which event is going to suit my travel plans and family and stuff best. But I definitely think that this was a very good beginning for me. I absolutely loved being there. I loved meeting the organizers of RARE as well. They were so kind and gracious, and they took the time to speak to everyone, and it was just the best kind of experience. I hope that this wasn't too bad of a rambling video, but I really had the best of time, and I hope that I got to convey this positive emotion over to you. So if you ever have the opportunity to go to a book signing, or you want to meet some bookish friends, it's definitely an experience that I would recommend to anyone who loves books. It definitely is something special. I want to give a quick shout out to my girlfriends, Ellie, Nelly, and Eva. They made a lot of the things possible that I got to do there. They're absolutely amazing, and I love you girls. And yeah, I think this about wraps up everything that I went through in Italy. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you soon in the next one. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Happy reading. Take care and